Man, I think when I first found out, it was just complete shock. Like I was just like, oh snap, like it just became a little bit real for a second. So I couldn't think about music. I couldn't think about shows. I couldn't think about nothing. So um yeah, I don't think I was thinking about music at first. Now, lately I have been. It's been like when I started working towards the OMARI EP and stuff like that, that's when I was like, yeah, like this is kind of cool. Like it's a different aspect that I get to just share with the world, especially people that's been listening to me since I was a teenager. It's like it's super hard to grow up in front of the world and you know what I'm saying, people being able to judge you and things like that. It's like it's super tough, but it's like finding new things and new just directions to talk about in music. It's always exciting. So yeah, I was super excited to when I finally went into that, but at first it was just complete utter shock. So it was crazy. It's crazy that I put out the album or called the album Sorry I Changed, and I didn't know that the biggest change in my life was gonna come this year. Like when I made the album, I didn't know I was gonna have a kid. So yeah, it's the biggest change. Like it's just complete everything changed in a good way, I would say. You know what I mean? And I feel like the first thing is just how I think about life now. Cause growing up, you know what I'm saying, and doing music, like it's kind of I talked to my therapist about this, like it's kind of like you think everything is about you sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's like as much as we talk about like giving glory to God, doing things for others, your family, whatever, it's like you still have to work your mind that it's not about you. But once I saw him, it was like, oh nah, this really not about me. You know what I mean? Like it's really not about me. It's like one day I'm gonna be gone and he gonna be here and he gonna be talking about like, oh yeah, my dad was this, that, and the other. So it's just like, man, it changed me completely in that way. And of course, just daily practical it's changed, but I feel like that's the biggest change that I've seen so far. Yeah, calling him Omari was super intentional. When I first looked up Omari, I saw that it meant flourishing. And so I feel like that just represented everything that I feel like his life stands for right now and what I plan to have his life be like. That I'm gonna do everything in my power to, you know what I'm saying, have his life be like just because man, it's like him being here is like just breaking generational curses already. You know what I mean? And he's such a peaceful, you know what I'm saying, baby. Like he came out, he ain't cried all. He got his shots, he ain't cried all. You know what I mean? So he's so peaceful, and I just feel like you know what I'm saying, he's gonna be a healer in this world in a peaceful way, like just bring peace to people's lives and stuff like that. And so I just feel like he's gonna be able to flourish in things like everything that I've learned, you know what I'm saying, my pops learned, my family's been through so far. It's like, man, it's breaking generational curses for him to be here. And so I feel like flourishing just makes the most sense of what his life stands for. So I had the idea towards the end of the Sorry I Changed run. Like I feel like I came back from Sway and I was just talking to people of like, man, like maybe I should draw some more music, maybe I shouldn't, maybe whatever. And I definitely wanted to do like the pregnancy private. Just to I don't regret that at all. Just to have that time with like just family and stuff like that. It was super and friends, like it was super like it was just super dope to have that and then be able to share it to the world in that way. And so I was like, man, how can I announce it to, you know what I'm saying, y'all, to the supporters, to the people that's been following me. And I was like, man, what better way than music? Like, y'all got to know me through music and all that. So I'm like, what better way? And so, yeah, that's how it came about. And, you know, I had one reason already and I feel like I had to call somebody that was super, you know, also involved in my life and not just an industry friend, which is torn. Like I said in a video, like, man, he was one of the people that I saw be a superstar and a super dad. So I was like, man, I had to have him a part. And he's just, you know what I'm saying, a part of our lives. And he always been like a big bro to me. So that's how the feature, I didn't really want anybody else because I'm just like, man, like such a personal project. And yeah, the Omari song is just like a letter to him, you know. I feel like that was super important. And then number one is just a banger. It's just like, man, like talking about the whole nine. And I feel like that's something that whether you got kids or whether you not, it's like whoever is your number one priority in your life, you know what I'm saying? Which is definitely God, your family, the whole nine. It's just like, man, that's an anthem for you. So um, yeah, I'm super excited, man, about the Omari project. I think it's probably my most personal music, like, which is crazy to say because I feel like I get pretty personal in my music with what it's like and all the other music that I feel like I make, but I feel like this is definitely the most personal. So I'm super excited about it for sure. I don't know. I feel like whatever it is for Omar that he wants to do, I'm just going to encourage that. If he want to make music, of course, like I'm gonna be rocking with that. I think from my experience making music as a teenager and being in the industry and having a blessing to be in the industry, you know what I'm saying, as a teenager, um, like it showed me a lot that I can, you know what I'm saying, show him. So if he want to do that, for sure, it's like I feel like I have a lot of experience to protect him from the things that, you know what I'm saying, some of the things that I went through and stuff like that. And same way that my dad protected me from things from, you know what I'm saying, him being there and stuff like that. And we was figuring it out together. And so yeah, I would say that I would let him do it for sure. But I'm definitely gonna be in the mix for sure. You know what I mean? Just because I feel like there's definitely, if you come into this industry, it's people that try to use you, it's people that try to, you know what I mean, like the regular things. And so I feel like with everything comes challenges, and so I'm gonna be super supportive in whatever he wants to do. Because I feel like y'all know I've been saying this since I was a kid. I feel like if there's anything that you want to do, it's, you know what I'm saying, you could do that. Anything is possible. So, and my life is a testament to that. And so I just hope that when he gets the chance to grow up and, you know what I'm saying, figure out what he wants to do, like he'll look at my life, he'll look at other things and be like, nah, like I can do anything I want to do. So if that's music, it's what it is, and we rocking. We got Omari Cole, you know what I'm saying, going crazy. That'll be fire. I think the best piece of advice that I received from my pops about fatherhood, I'm gonna answer that two ways. I'm gonna say the best piece of advice about fatherhood and the best advice he gave me as a father, I would say. Um, so first, I would say when I asked him about it, he was just like, man, stay, you know what I'm saying, stay grounded, like stay in your word, like, you know what I'm saying, stay praying all the time, stay prayed up, just because it's like you gotta protect your family in that way. You gotta cover your family in that way, because it's, you know what I'm saying, it's life. It's like we don't battle against flesh and blood, like we battle against spirits, you know what I'm saying, and principalities and the whole nine. And so I think that was the biggest advice that I feel like he gave for me. It's like it sounds simple, but I've already seen like it's super important just to stay prayed up and cover your family in that way. And then the second piece of advice that I feel like the first time he can understand things, I'm gonna tell him is that, man, you can do the easy stuff now and your life will be much harder, or you could do the hard stuff now and your life will be much easier. It's like I've been trying to live by that. It's like, man, to do the things that you don't want to do right now can set you up for, you know what I'm saying, a much easier, a much flourishing life, like what his name means. And so, yeah, that would be the two things that I say. It's like stay prayed up, and you know what I'm saying, you could do the easy things now. Life would be much harder. You could do the harder things now. Your life would be much easier.